Everybody, welcome back. I'm going to do some Zentangle today, and I've got a few cards here. I've got three card bases, and 3 tiles are measuring 3 inches squared, and a couple of layers here in colour. And I do want to add a bit of colour today to something, so whatever I draw. Actually on this card, as well as having a backing paper or as a matte layer type thing. So I'm just going to do really simple shapes today. So I'm going to do a circle there and a slightly bigger circle just behind it, and then a smaller one here, and then we're going to do just a little triangle just underneath there, like that. And then I'm going to just do a stem going down. This is going to be a floral one. And then I'm going to do, you won't see that one, so just as if it were coming down the back there. And then this one's going to have the wee triangle again. And then that's going to come down the back as well, like that. And then I'm just going to pop a nice leaf. So I'm drawing a straight line, then I'm going to the same point I started and going sort of round in a curve, like that, and just drawing that up. And then I'm going to do a slightly smaller one, and then just do that down like that and join that up. So quite easy. And then on this one, I'm just going to do a sort of tall kind of leaf that's going to join on there. And this one is going to have a leaf going up the way. So there again, quite easy just to draw those. And then I'm going to draw another circle just here. And it's going to have a long stem. And I forgot to do a wee triangle, like that. And then another one just here, slightly smaller one. And it's going to get a wee triangle, which I keep forgetting to do. And this one is going to have a big sort of leaf. It's going to go like that. So that will fill in that area. And we're going to have slightly smaller ones on this one here. So a line, and then I just draw like a curved shape, teardrop shape, round that as well. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So that's the first bit. Now, so in the middle of this, I'm going to draw a slightly smaller circle. And I'm going to draw a slightly smaller circle in here. Smaller circle in there, and let me think, will I do another smaller one? Yeah, I think I'm going to do another circle in there and a circle in all of them. So they look a wee bit like lollipops, but I can assure you they're not. Now, what I thought, I might just do a little bit of a leaf at the back here. Leaves here, and this bit's going to go round and wiggle like that a wee bit, and then we're going to get another piece that's sort of going to twist and come just behind there as well, just to fill it in a wee bit. And it's going to have some just wee teardrop sort of leaves. Should could have made that one at the top more of a teardrop, so sort of more teardroppy style. And we can do that on here as well. Just makes for a slightly different shape, that's all. Really, there we go. And I could actually bring that down, so it could, just as if it was passing behind there, and like that, just to fill it in a bit, and then some more little teardroppy type leaf on it as well. And then the next bit I want to do is going to be the centres of these flowers. So this one is going to be slightly different because it's going to have another circle just here, and then I'm just going to do some lines from there into the centre circle all the way around here, and then I can fill in some extras as I go around because I don't want these bits to be so deep, like that. And then in the centre I'm just going to go around that circle again, and in the centre it's just going to be little circles like that. And then this one at the top, it's going to have like as if you're drawing petals around it, and then in the middle it's going to be circles again like that. A bigger circle if you wanted, another bigger one, doesn't have to be all the same size. Oh, I've just hit the camera again, sorry folks, I did that yesterday a couple of times. Right, so this one here is going to just have the lines going out all the way around. So it's all pretty easy drawing, it's circles and lines, it's nothing too difficult really. No, it really isn't, but it can be so effective. So just going into some of these other bits a couple of times just to make it look less scarce. Now these have gone outside a bit, so what I can do is I'm just going to turn my card round because it's easier for me just to do that, and then I can turn it back round to the right way. A minute, it's better. On this one I'm just going to do some hatching in the middle, so a slight diagonal, doesn't have to be, it could be straight across, up and down, whatever. And then I'm just going to go around that a bit more just to outline it. This one is going to be just a sort of rugby ball shape, a sort of oval. And I'm going to just do sort of wiggly lines into the centre. So sort of wiggly lines. As I say, this is easy as anything. Just use your imagination, you know, because that's all I'm really doing. There we go. And then let's see this one. What are we doing here? We could just leave that actually as it is. We could put sort of kind of teardroppy, half teardropy kind of bits there. And then maybe just another bit following that round in the middle. Colour that in. I feel I need to do something here, so I'm just going to do a few lines here and there. I'm going to fill it in fully. That's quite nice. I'm going to do some of the leaves with a few veins in them as well. That one because I made a bit of a muck of it. This one. And I think I'll just do that one too. And what do you think? I'm quite chuffed with that. So I'm just actually going to bring that down a bit. And I might just do that with that as well. Right, so let's get this one stuck on. So just let me see what one. I think I'll put that one onto there. So that's my first one that I've done. I did some on the back of that and I wasn't liking it, so I thought, oh, I'm not wasting the card. I'll just keep it. Nobody's going to see it until I do this. So there we go. So these are 3 1/4. Are they 3 1/2? Actually, I think there's, can't remember. Anyway, just so it's got a wee border around the edge. Like that. There we go. So I'm not going to colour that one, but that's my first one. Okay, so my next one I'm going to do, I think, for this one was one I did ages ago, and I used the red and the black to colour it in, and it was a sort of, I don't know what you would call it, a kind of, could I call it a coneflower? Just having an idea. Just bear with me as I wouldn't be able to do it like that. That's okay. Just having a wee thought to myself. So it's just going to be a single flower. It might even just be a single flower head. So I'm going to start off with a sort of half circle. I'm not going to make it completely go round to make it a circle. And then I'm going to put these long type of, same sort of thing, long type of sort of lozenge or teardrop shape in place. I'm going to come down that and do exactly the same here. Then I'm going to go to this side and do another sort of lozenge shape. That one's quite big. And maybe turning this back over. I'm going to do another one up to there. And then I can fill that in now and just colour that bit. I'm going to do one in between. It's not quite as big. I think it's just going to be the flower head that we're kind of doing now. And one in between there as well. And I might just do one kind of just there on top of that one. And maybe one just, So I'm totally making this up as I go along. Then I'm going to do lots of little circles in this piece. Colour that in. So lots of different little circles. This isn't quite the same as the one I did before, but you know, every one's going to be slightly different, isn't it? You're not going to be like mass producing them and they're all going to be the same, because that's just not going to happen, is it? So I've done that, and then I want to just bring this piece of stalk down here, and I'm just going to make it have lines on it down to there. And then what I remember doing was just having these bits here coming out of these holes. They weren't all the same length. Some were small, some were tall, some bent over like that. But they kind of came out of these circles that I had drawn. I don't want to do too many because it's going to kind of overpower it a wee bit. But that was sort of what I did. Might do a slightly longer one there and a slightly. I think that's enough of those. And then I went something like this. I think I went round like that in one of the petals. So didn't do all the petals the same. They're all slightly different. And we're just going to do the same in that one. Watching out for that one. Go. I think I did just lines in some of them, and I did some lines that weren't part of the design. It was just kind of, but I'm like, don't like that now. I've went and spoilt that, but I can work it in. That's okay. I can just work that one in as well. And just make that like that. That's fine. I think I could do something like this and then put a sort of ziggy bit on it. And I can do that on this one as well. So I just ziggy zaggies. See, what else could I do? I'm gonna go round again. Just do that, and the same onto here. Just do that there. And for this one, I'm going to just what I'm going to put in here. Let's just do some lines like that, and then a line down the middle. I'm going to do that again. Just put a dot at the end. I like to try and level it up, so I'm going to put a dot in this one. I'm not going to do, and this one I'm just going to have some ziggy zags as well. Right, think I'm going to leave it at that. I might just put some sort of longer sort of oval shapes. To that one. I don't want to overly do it. Right, so I'm going to add some red onto this. So this one is just called red, and it's a B pen. So I'm just go over that bit in the middle, like that. I'm just trying to think what this is going to work with because I've not got any paper out. I think I'm going to just leave it at that, and then I'm going to just do a few wee red dots round and round. So I mean, that one is really quite easy to do. It really is, everyone. So that's number 2. So I wonder if that would just fit nicely on there, which I think it would. So we'll just get the glue back. Now this time I think I will do some smooshing. Smooshing. Oh, it's a very pale colour. So pop that onto there. Like that. And I'm not putting any wording on it because I could quite easily put some wording, but I just want to leave these until I decide who I'm giving them to and for what occasion I might give them to. I'm going to put this as a 10-fold one here. I'll do quite like that. It's quite worked out quite nicely. So that's these 2. And then we've got one left. So I thought I would do some smooshing, so better move these out the way just now. And I see the lights fading a bit, but hope it's not too fading. So I'm going to use this Tattered Rose spray actually. I'm going to spray it onto my card, onto this, not my card. And I am going to add some water as well. So yeah, I'm going to spray some water, which is up here. And I'll just make it go a little bit further. And I'm going to just do a little bit of this onto this card. So that's fine, leave that like that. Now I just want to just do another bit of something. So let's see if it got, what's that one? That's Stormy. Don't know if these are working. They are. Bear with me. I'm trying to find. I don't know if these are actually spraying. They weren't the last time. No, I think my. Let's just do this. So these are Lavinia mist sprays. So they seem to have clogged up a bit. So I'm just actually going to see if I can do something on here. And then add some water. I'll need to unclog these because they don't spray anymore. So spraying onto that, getting my smoosher, just put a wee bit of that onto there. So it's really quite light, it's not dark at all really. And just getting my cloth again and wiping that away. That's fine. Right, so I'll be back in a minute when I've dried that. Right, so I'm back, so you can just see that that's a very pale sort of lilac-y pink. So let's see what we're going to do this time. What I thought I might do is a bit of a toadstool. So I might do a sort of smaller one. So it's a sort of, would you call that, a sort of curved like a bowl, and then I'm just going to do 2 bits each side, and that's going to be the stem or stalk. And then I'm going to do a slightly bigger one here, which is going to have a more wavy type, and then that is going to have a slightly bigger bit, and then we're going to do another smaller one again, which is going to have a sort of wavy top, and we're going to do a totally tiny wee one down here, and then another sort of smaller one just kind of jutting out behind there at the back, just there. And then I'm just going to do like as if it's a bit of grass, like that on it. Okay, so I'm going to pop just lines straight down here, like that. Lines down this one, I think, too. These ones, this one's lines, like that. These ones are going to have the traditional white spots on them. They're going to be different sizes. Some are going to be small, some are going to be really big. I'm going to go around that again because it's a bit messy. And then another sort of bigger one there, smaller round one, a little one, just randomly popped on. Like so. It's gone a bit squeaky. So I just like to go round again onto the actual image that I first drew. So that's that one. This one's going to be the same. It's going to have slightly smaller ones because it's a smaller toadstool as well. That. This one's going to have this as well. So it's going to have the spots as well. Like that. Just as I say, I'm going to go round these again because I think helps to finish it off. There we go. So that's those. I know who's going to like them. This is just going to get a sort of wee frilly bit here, and a wee frilly bit there, and maybe a couple of tiny wee dots just on there, not like the other ones. And what I might do is put an even bigger one at the back here, which is kind of slightly going over that way a bit. And it's going to have that piece, and it's going to have a big mushroom head there, and it's going to have that same kind of bit with a couple of wee dots on it there, and I'll just go around that again. There we go. And I didn't go around those ones again, did I? So let's just do that. Oh dear. And that toadty wee one. These stem bits here and there. And this bit's going to have a sort of light bit that's going to go down. Sometimes you see that on mushrooms. So a wee bit like that's going to kind of go down, and just a tiny wee one on that side. There. So I don't know what you think of those, but I'm quite proud. I'm just going to do this as if it's got a sort of bit underneath that you can see, and the same here, like that. Just going to go over that bit too, and then I'm just going to put wee lines just there. Don't know if I went over that bit again, but this is really just, it's more drawing this than sort of Zentangling. This is more kind of drawing it. I mean, I could put lots of wee bits in it, but I really don't want to do that. So that's going to have some wee pieces that come down, as if you can see part of the underneath, and the same here. So just kind of, you would see the other side just there, like that. There we go. And then we could put a couple of wee sort of bits here as well, just to give that a bit more interest. And on the bottom, I just want to do ziggy-zaggy bits. It doesn't matter if you go over it. And then on here, I'm just going to do a little bit of, I've probably done that wrong, but we're going to leave that there, and we're just going to do a ladybird, hopefully, she says. If I can kind of get the bit right here. So I've got a couple of wee dots, like that. Just there. And that's a kind of ladybird. And then I'm going to just fill that in with this red pen here. And that's the ladybird on top. Okay, so let's just do our last. So that's it close up. Hope you like it. So let's just pop this on to, it's a shame I didn't have some red paper actually. I could have popped this on, so bear with me as I get some red. Right, so I found this little bit of red love heart paper, and I'm just going to pop this on when I find the glue, and then that'll be finished. Hope I've not gone to sleep while I was making 3 cards, but anyway, hopefully not. I mean, I could have coloured the toadstools in red as well, but I just wanted a wee hint of something, so if I push that over a bit, that's better. And then this bit here, oh, that. And then we can just pop that on to there with a little, see that bit on there's not right, squint. Don't think I'm going to be able to take that off. Hold on, bear with me folks. I'll pop that bit on first. Let's do that again because it was squint. It was squint, and I don't like squint if I can help it. So let's just try and get that on square. Is that better? Does that look better? Yeah. And there we go. So that is, and I would just put that under my book because it is a bit sort of squinty. I'm just going to put a couple of the red. I like to do wee dots around things. I think it just adds interest to the actual thing as well. of that. I know I did the colour in the background, but so thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for staying with me, if you did stay with me. I hope you've enjoyed this series of the 3 cards. So that's that one closer up, and that's this first one closer up, really easy to do, and the second one. So please let me know your thoughts, and I'll be back again with a fancy fold very soon. Thanks so much. Bye for now.